I'm Lawrie Bloom, one of the artistic directors of the Civitas Ensemble. If you're new to the Civitas Ensemble, you just came across our website. The Civitas Ensemble is a chamber group made up of members of the Chicago Symphony Orchestra, Yuanqing Yu, violin, Kenneth Olson, cello, I play the clarinet, and Winston Choi is a pianist who's the head of piano at Roosevelt University. We perform together. We're in residence at Valparaiso University and play independent concerts like the one we'll be doing here in May. I wanted to tell you a little bit about our upcoming concert. The concert takes place May 11th at the Merit School of Music, which is 38 South Peoria in Chicago, and it'll be at 1 o'clock. The program is a little unusual. If you look at it on paper, you may not know all the names. We're opening with the trio by Bela Bartok called Contrast for violin, clarinet, and piano. It's an interesting piece. All of Bartok's music in the 30s was written on commission, and the particular commission for Contrast came from his good friend, the Hungarian violinist Joseph Szigeti. But it was a dual commission, and the money behind it came from a pretty well-known clarinetist, Benny Goodman. When Szigeti approached Bartok, he asked for a two-movement kind of showpiece, one that would kind of feature the clarinet, one that would feature the violin. So Bartok wrote two movements, and the piece was premiered in 1939 that way, but as far as anyone can tell, there always was a third movement in Bartok's head, and he added the third movement, which is a wonderful. If you know any of Bartok's music, you know that he created a genre that has become known as night music, and this is very much a night music. It's called relaxation. Both of the outer movements are dances. The first movement, Verbonkos, is a recruitment dance. Apparently, recruiters in those days danced to get young men to come sign up. Sounds unusual to us in this day and age, but that's all right. And the last movement is just called Sebas dance. And true to its name, Contrast, the piece is incredibly variable, almost constantly changing speeds, dynamics, and it does, as had been requested, feature the clarinet a little bit more in the first movement, where the clarinet has a cadenza, and the violin in the third movement, where the violin has a cadenza. It's an exciting 16-minute piece. Very typical of Bartok, though we are told that the Goodman Band did send over music for Bartok to see, so he was acquainted with jazz. After that, we'll continue with a Minnesota composer, Elizabeth Alexander, a very unusual piece that I think you'll really enjoy, based on a poem by, I'm going to say the name wrong, I just know it, Greg Dejikian, who's a poet on faculty at the University of Pennsylvania. It's called My Aunt Gives Me a Clarinet Lesson, and it's about starting the clarinet. We'll be joined by several guests, including soprano Allison Wall, who will be singing the poem, and it is extremely humorous, filled with all kinds of unexpected little treats. I don't imagine many of you have yet encountered the music of Elizabeth Alexander, but it's a delightful little piece. We also have a little surprise planned for the first half, and that's all I'm going to tell you about that. After intermission, my colleagues will be performing the Gabriel Fauré Quartet in C minor, a wonderful, wonderful romantic piece by the great composer who didn't do an enormous amount of chamber music, but this is a fantastic piece. So please join us. This concert's at the Merit School of Music, 38 South Peoria in Chicago. It takes place at 1 o'clock on Sunday, May 11th. It's Mother's Day. Bring your mom.